he could see me now, he'd be like jumping
So
off the
proud.
ceiling. He'd be so happy. I've got no degree. I really enjoy doing this. Let's go full throttle into it. TikTok was blowing up and I was so scared of TikTok. I was petrified of it. I don't know why. I was having a breakdown. I was like, I don't think I'm cut out for this. No one knows that.
In a little bit,
Exclusive
if you're open
scoop.
to, like, what is more important, your sanity or the Birkin? Welcome to Bishness as Usual, the podcast about the people behind the careers. I'm your host, Claudia Bish, and each week I'll be diving into real conversations that go beyond the job titles. Expect honest stories, a few business gems along the way, and a reminder that behind every highlight reel, there's a whole lot more story. Now, let's get down to Bishness.
I'm Jordana and this is Bishness as usual.
That was good. Take one.
Thank you.
Right, so I've done a bit of research, but I don't know how accurate this is.
That's
so
fine.
Correct me. But I was reading basically about your background and how you started and stuff like that. And I feel like we've actually got really similar
I
starts.
thought that when I stalked you.
Oh, okay.
When I've listened to the podcasts.
Okay, because I
think
give
we're
nothing
similar
away.
age. Yeah.
Yeah, so you started the business at 19
Yes.
as well in 2015.
Yeah, 2016 it launched, but I started like developing when I was 18.
You went to, I'm going right back now, to
Okay,
like
go on.
school.
Yes.
Again, read that you had like anxiety with exams and always that pressure to do
Horrific.
well in exams, which I was quite like that.
Yeah.
I got really good grades,
So did
but
I.
I had to really work
Yeah.
for that. Whereas obviously there's a lot of people that are just really academically
Mm-hmm.
gifted. You then went to uni,
Yeah.
which again, I chose that path, but
Okay.
didn't want to.
Yes.
I just kind of did it for my parents and my grandparents wanted
Yeah.
a grandchild that had
Yeah.
graduated.
For the vibes.
Yeah, but I was like, I'm absolutely not staying in halls. Like categorically not. Yeah, this is what I
Oh
read, and
my
I was like,
God.
this is so weird because when I read
We're like
about
twin
your
flames.
initial journey, I was like, whoa. And I'm such a homebody. Like I could not. I was like, no. So I shortlisted. Obviously, when you
Yeah.
first decide if you're going to uni or not, you have to shortlist
Yeah.
where you want to go. And mine were like Newcastle, Liverpool. It was all up north and I'm from down south. So I was like, whoa, what am I doing here? And then one of the options I put on there was Essex. And I was like, okay, that's the closest to home. So I'm going to go for it. Was like, but I can't live there. So I commuted 2.5 hours there, 2.5 hours
Wow.
back to get my degree. Because I was like, I need to stay at home. But when I read your journey,
That's
yours
very
was kind
similar.
of similar, wasn't it?
Yeah. So I went to an all-girls high school.
Same.
And sixth form. And everyone was extremely studious and geniuses. I don't know how I got in the first place. I managed to. My grandpa was making me take cod liver tablets. You know, when you do the entrance exams, I'm like, that's the only reason I got in because I'm not.
Yeah.
I've got no like common sense or general knowledge. I'm not that person. So because everyone else at school was going on to uni to become a lawyer, a doctor, just very professional jobs, I felt like that's what I had to do. So I just went. I didn't plan it. It was just like we got to school at the beginning of year 12 and they were like, right, you have to submit your applications for uni in the next month. And then I just did it. I was like, what the heck am I doing? I can't stand this.
Did you finish your degree?
No.
Okay.
So originally I was meant to go to Birmingham. I'm from Manchester, so that's what, like 2 and a bit hours away. I got my results for my A-levels and it like just clicked to me. You have to move away in 2 weeks' time. And I was like, oh my God, I hadn't actually thought about it. I just went through the whole process of applying, getting the grades, blah, 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 blah. When it came to actually having to pick up and move, I was like, no, like, I love being at home so much. I'm turning 30 next year. I'm still at home. We've just bought a house. I'm redoing the house, but like, I'm still with my mum and dad while that's going on and I love it. It got to those 2 weeks before and I was like, I can't move away. So I ended up going to Manchester Uni and then I dropped out in my final year.
Were you really close to graduating?
It was November, so it was just the beginning
Okay.
of the final year. But yeah, close to graduating. I'd done 2 and a bit years.
But you look back now and don't regret that
No,
decision.
no.
So, okay, so you drop out of uni. Was that with the brand in mind?
So I actually started the brand in my second year of uni. It was never meant to be like a brand. It was never meant to be my full-time career or anything like that. It was just fun. I always enjoyed like making things and selling things. I'd make bracelets and sell them and stuff like that. So this was just another one of those hobbies for me. And then once I dropped out of uni, they were selling at that point. I was like, oh, I've got no degree. I really enjoy doing this. Let's go full throttle into it.
So what was the first product that...
Liquid lipsticks.
Okay, and talk me through the process of, I suppose, how you built.
Sure. So it was around 2015. I was a freelance makeup artist whilst at uni, just for fun, because I love doing art and stuff like that. So that was my thing while I was at university. And I was ordering loads of liquid lipsticks from America. It was Lime Crime at the time. Do you remember Lime Crime?
I remember them.
Yeah, so that was before like the Kylie lip kits and stuff like that. I was ordering loads of them.
They were one of the first.
They were the best.
Yeah, they were one of the first brands we actually worked with.
Really?
At the agency, yeah.
Oh, that's so interesting.
I've not heard that name for so long.
Yeah, they had really cute packaging and stuff.
Yeah.
So I was ordering them, paying the imports and stuff like that. And my grandpa was like, why are you ordering this? I was like, you can't get it here. So he literally just said to me, why don't we start our own brand? Why don't we order some? And that's how it started. It was so random.
That is crazy. So your granddad, is he still part of it now?
No, he passed away in 2022. He was my business partner the whole time. Up until his final breath. It was...
I bet that was
tough. That was real tough. Yeah, because he did all the like businessy side of the stuff. I did the fun socials, developing the products and all of that. So when he passed away, I was like, oh shit, there's so much I don't know.
How did you navigate that when you lost him?
Oh, it was just hell. I put on about 3 stone, was just eating my feelings. He was like I'm not going to cry, but he was my best friend. My mum was single till I was about 4 years old. So my grandpa was like my dad. I've got my stepdad who I call my dad, but my grandpa was like my rock and my best friend, biggest supporter. So it was like my whole world came crashing down. The only thing that I had to do was the business. Like he was so proud of what we'd done, and it wasn't even at the level that it's anywhere near today when he passed away. Like if he could see me now, he'd be like jumping off the ceiling. He'd be so happy. But he used to have his phone on loud all the time to hear every single order come in and stuff like that.
The little cha-ching.
Yeah, the Shopify cha-ching. It was a big change when he passed away, but he was poorly. He had cancer for a year. So it was like he started teaching me bits and bobs, but nothing could have prepared me for spreadsheets and stuff like that.
I can
doing
imagine.
On my own.
But how amazing that you started that.
It's like a legacy.
That's like his legacy. Yeah. I was about to say that.
Yeah, it's amazing.
So I guess when it comes to funding and everything like that, was that also with the help of your granddad?
So my grandpa and my dad put in a few thousand each at the beginning. I don't know what possessed them to do that, because it wasn't even trying to be a thing. I think it totaled like £10,000 to build the website, get the stock. That was it. And that was just like a loan. So I ended up paying it back to them over about 2-3 years. And then we've been self-funded for, I can't even think how many years we've been going now, until earlier this year. And then we've had some investment to grow. So everything over the past few years has just been all the money that we've made from the business, pay myself as little as possible, pay my staff well, and then put everything else back into the business. So that's been a lot.
That's interesting about the investment, because I didn't actually know that. So
yes,
we'll get into that.
No one knows that.
In a little bit.
Exclusive scoop.
Yeah.
I can tell bits and bobs. I can't go into the nitty gritty, but yeah.
So in terms of, I suppose, bringing that liquid lipstick to life, how long was that whole process from start to finish?
It must have been a good 9 months. Oh, baby.
Okay.
Pregnant the whole time.
Yeah.
9 months.
Fun in the oven.
Yeah. It must have been, because we'd had no idea of how to do anything. So initially we ended up on Alibaba trying to find suppliers in the Far East, and then realised that neither of us knew what we were doing at that time to bring in products that you're putting on your face from a different country to sell in the UK. So we got all those samples, developed all those shades, and then scrapped it. So that must have been a good few months of trying to start the business that way. And then we decided to pay a little more and get things made in the UK at that point, just because of all the legalities. Didn't understand it all. So we found a UK manufacturer that were willing to work with us. Again, I just got very lucky. I don't know how we managed this, because we only had 3 shades of liquid lipstick and we ordered 500 of each, which is unheard of. But yeah, they must have believed in me somehow. And I think that whole process took about 9 months.
I suppose quantities are a lot higher manufacturing in the UK, aren't they, compared to abroad?
Yeah, so I don't understand how they let me do 500, because it could usually be about 10,000 per shade.
And then from, it's
I don't know how that
crazy
happened.
numbers sometimes.
Pure luck. Yeah.
So how long did it take, I suppose, to sell those out? And then I'm guessing, did you reinvest that money from the liquid lipsticks into launching other products?
Yes. No idea how long they took to sell out. Probably a few years, to be honest with you. So any money that we made on the products went back into new products. It wasn't like they were an overnight success and was selling and selling out. I didn't even have a website when I actually first launched it. I launched them on Snapchat.
Oh, wow.
Throwback. I don't even have Snapchat anymore. I'm far too old for that. So
how are you getting like addresses and stuff like that?
people would message me their addresses. So it was like my friends.
And do like
it was
a
literally
bank
my
transfer?
friends. Yeah, PayPal.
Wow, that's
or bank transfer.
long-winded.
Still got the note. It was like a note in my iPhone with everyone's address and what they'd ordered and what we needed to send out. So sad.
Oh
So
gosh.
cute.
So then when did you go from Snapchat to a website?
It was about 3 months later, I would say. We just found someone local to my grandpa to build a website, super, super cheap. It was a terrible website, to be honest with you. But it worked, it did the job. And I was also doing clients at the weekends as well, so they'd buy them. So I'd do their makeup, use the liquid lipstick, and then they'd walk away with a liquid lipstick.
Amazing. That's a good way to do it.
It's all very random how I've even got to this point today.
So when it comes to scaling
Yeah.
the business and I suppose having that moment where it's like, okay, this is actually really working now, you then take a risk and reinvest that money into more products.
Yes.
So what does that look like?
So our second product was, they were called luster enhancers. So it's like an idea to put lip gloss on top of your liquid lipstick. So what we've done throughout the years is just done small runs for the first initial launch of those early products. So we didn't have to order tons and didn't have too many shades and stuff like that. My order was never crazy expensive because we couldn't afford to. We weren't selling hundreds a week. We're probably selling like 20 a week or whatever, but I just made sure we saved every penny. I didn't take a wage for, I don't think, like 7 years. My grandpa never took anything. Like, we just put everything back into it.
So how were you maintaining a life?
Living at home.
Yeah.
Very fortunate that my parents let me live with them and they paid. I've never been asked for rent or anything, so I'm really fortunate like that. And then I had my makeup artist jobs at the weekend and doing shoots and stuff like that. So it was never really rolling in cash, but it was enough to...
You must have had like massive belief for the brand though to do that for 7 years.
I have no idea.
Because I feel like it's really unspoken about with business owners. That it's so common that you just like, I didn't take money for a long, long time because I just would put it into resources for the company.
You have to.
But I think people expect to open a business
and
day one just start seeing the profits come in, but actually
it takes years.
It does take a long, long time. So you're taking 20 orders a week at this point. How do you then scale it into what it is today?
Instagram. It was all about Instagram. Had the budgets even to this day to be paying creators and stuff like that all the time to be posting about us. So it's been totally organic through our own social channels. So I had a little bit of a following on my socials, like less than 10k, but through my makeup artistry. So I was redirecting a lot of that traffic over to my Jordana Ticia Cosmetics Instagram, sending out tons of gifting. People were never obligated to post, but it's just like, if you like it, it really help us out. And that was it. I think it was just literally social media and word of mouth. And that's the model that we've used to this day. I think a lot of the time the products and the quality of the products speak for themselves, so we don't have to do too much selling like, oh, this is amazing, yeah, this is why you should buy this product. It's just like showing demos of it. I've got the skill somewhat still to do makeup and do all the tutorials and stuff like that, so it's constantly posting on socials and creating great products. That's the only growth strategy I feel like I've ever had.
And I suppose when it comes to creating those great products, have you stuck with the same manufacturer from day one, or?
So we still use the manufacturer. Oh no, we changed. So our second manufacturer in the UK we're still with today, and then we've had to branch overseas as well because the technologies, I think it's a really massive misconception that people have that if something's made in the UK it's better quality than China in the makeup industry, and they like couldn't be more wrong. They are so up to date in the Far East with the technologies, the ingredients, keeping up to date with the latest trends and stuff like that. And if you want to be able to create a brand that's going to stand the test of time, I found that it's a lot easier and quicker to work with the factories that I'm working with now in the Far East. So it's a Taiwanese company that we use a lot, and their technologies are just fantastic, and they work really, really well with us to get things to us quickly, because the makeup industry is just crazy these days, where people are bringing things out every 2 weeks and stuff like that. So we have to like be bringing things out more often, and they're just bigger facilities to be able to cope with that.
So how did you find that kind of perfect supplier?
It's funny, I get emails every single day of all different factories around the world emailing me with all their catalogues and stuff like that, but we're not a brand that just stick our logo on anything. Like, as a makeup artist, I love, like, that is my absolute passion, is creating the products. It's like therapy to me. It's so fun. So I actually like to go into the factory, go into the lab with them and make the products and the shades, make sure everything is perfect. So that's something we've had from day one, because I could literally drive to the first factories and now I fly to the other factories. The way I found our suppliers today is going to like the big shows. So I'm going in 2 weeks actually to Hong Kong to Cosmoprof, and it's just basically a giant exhibition hall with factories from Italy, Korea, Japan, UK, US, China, India. They're all in one room, and you just walk around, see what people are showing and stuff like that, and then get in talks with them. But I would never just like jump into bed with one. Like I've gone to their factories and made sure that everything's perfect and stuff like that, and make sure I like the people there and communicate with them easily and stuff like that.
Has that been a really invaluable part of the business? Because I suppose people wouldn't factor in flights to China are not cheap.
No.
So even that element of perfecting a supplier and having that one-to-one relationship with them as well.
So important.
How often do you fly back?
Twice a year.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's not terrible. I'm speaking to them every day, but it's building that relationship with the suppliers is one of the key things I'd say with a business. You want suppliers that believe in you, understand your vision and where you're going, and have like the highest quality of standards themselves. So you've got that trust between you as well. So that has been major for me, because without building those internal relationships with the people actually at the factories, it's just, I might as well go on one of these websites and bulk order and drop ship and all of that. But being able to go, tell them, right, this is where I see the brand going. This is what I want. They'll work with you. And when we talk about like the minimum orders and stuff like that, they've been so flexible with me. I don't know what it is. They must just see that I really, really believe in the company and know that we can get it to a big scale, hopefully, fingers crossed.
And I suppose they create the formula, everything like that.
Yeah, we do it in like tandem.
Okay.
Yeah.
And packaging, how does that work? Is it the same factory all under one roof?
Yes, which is one of the benefits to the newer factories that we're working with, because previously, which did really hold me back in my growth, was with the factory that we were using exclusively in the UK. I had to get the stickers from one place in China, the plastic base from one place in China, and the lid from another place, the paper boxes from another factory, coordinate all of that to get it to the factory in the UK so that they could fill it. When I say like my brain does not work like that, I was thinking about this a few months ago. I said it to my fiance. I said, I've just remembered what lecture I was in when I decided I'm never coming back to uni again, and it was supply chain. And that is the bit of the business that I cannot stand, like bringing the moving parts from everywhere and trying to get it to one final product. That's what made me drop out of uni, and that's what I was doing with the factory in the UK. Like I'd place an order for 1,000 setting powders, but then I'd have to order 40,000 units of the thing from a different country to get to there for a different day. Yeah, that was exhausting.
That's a lot.
Yeah, my brain does not work like that.
So if your brain doesn't work like that, what point did you bring someone in
I've
to
not.
the team? You've still not? To this day?
Mm-mm. That's my next hire.
Okay.
That is my next hire.
So what was your first hire?
My first hire was socials.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's what we've grown from. I was okay at Instagram, but then it was about 2012. I think I first hired just after my grandpa passed away, and my workload was like really going up with having to do like the actual business stuff, and TikTok was blowing up, and I was so scared of TikTok. I was petrified of it. I don't know why. So my first hire was socials, which was incredible.
Talk me through how social media, I suppose, has really, really amplified the brand.
It's the best thing ever. We wouldn't be anything without it. So Instagram was fantastic, but I think TikTok's changed the scope of the business. Instagram's a really polished app, isn't it? Like everyone just shows their best self. Brands have to show their best self. Everything's perfect and edited and filtered and everything like that.
I've noticed this year on Instagram, you've not really been that active. Is there like a method behind that?
No, a method called laziness.
Oh, okay. I break the honesty.
You shouldn't put all your eggs in one basket with socials. I do say this because a few years ago with Instagram, we got shadow banned, and that affected the business terribly, and that was before TikTok existed. So I do try and like make sure we're doing a bit on everything, but we're really leaning into TikTok because that's what works for us. And I think we've managed to grow our following so fast there and build more of a community than we could have ever done on Instagram, because it's so much more real. Like the videos we post are so pathetic and so stupid, but fun, and people love that. People want to know the faces behind the brands these days. They want to know every single employee's name. They want to feel like they're in the office with you. And that's how we present ourselves on social media these days. Well, it's TikTok. Nothing's polished. It's all fun. It's different.
So we'll touch more on TikTok because
Sure.
I feel like there's going to be some good stories around that. But what the hell? Because I know what was going through my head owning a creator agency.
Yeah.
What was going through that at the time when this whole potential TikTok ban was looming?
Oh, yeah.
Or did you just choose to kind of ignore what was going on?
I pushed it to the back of my mind. Ignorance is bliss.
Yeah.
Majority, actually, it's not even majority these days. I was going to say majority of our followers were UK based. So it wasn't like too daunting for us, but it would have really affected business if it did happen. But I just decided to ignore that. That's what I do a lot. I'm a procrastinator. If something's bothering me, I'm trying to shove it out of my mind because my anxiety can cripple me.
Yeah.
If I'm anxious, I'm not getting out of bed and working. So I just need to like forget that the things that stress me out exist.
Coping mechanisms.
Yeah, healthy.
So on the topic of TikTok,
Yes.
you've obviously had major moments of going viral.
Mm-hmm.
Talk me through those. What was the first product that
Ooh.
blew?
I'm going to say that we hadn't experienced viralness until the past 18 months. I've been at this for 11 years. It's like, I keep saying this, slow and steady wins the race. I am such a comparer. I will look at everyone else because there's so many brands based in Manchester.
Yeah.
And we all know each other. And I'm just like, what am I doing wrong? Like, why is it taking so long to blow up when I have so much faith in it? But it's because I'm not an expert and I don't actually know what I'm doing. I'm winging it most days. So I'd say it's only blown up and had viral moments in the past 18 months. And that's been since I've elevated the products a bit more and been able to afford to bring out more products, essentially. And ones that I know are A, missing from the market, and B, can make a splash on social media because they're different and fun. So our bronzers, when we launched them last September, I think it was, we had our first major viral moments with them because they took me a good year to develop, mainly because of shade ranges. It's very, very obvious in the industry that a lot of brands aren't catering to every single skin tone there is. So I want to make it my mission to do so. Like, I'm mixed race. I want to be able to satisfy the palest of person to the deepest of person. So those bronzers took me a year to develop, to get the undertones right. It's so difficult. And I think because there's not tons of brands doing it all the time, it's very hard to find the correct undertones to bring things out in because they're not just like a standard template. This is a bronzer shade.
So talk me through that whole process of developing. So let's use the bronzer as
Yeah,
an example.
yeah.
Step by step. You have
Sure.
this idea.
Yes, so we did
How?
originally do bronzers. They were made in the UK. We only had, I think, 6 shades. At the time that we brought them out, I thought those shades were great. They weren't deep enough. They weren't pale enough. So I said, right, they're selling well, these shades, but we can do this better. So I discontinued them and then moved to the factory in the Far East, which sounds counterproductive because I could go to the factory here and make the shades, but I was just struggling to communicate. No, this particular one needs a little bit more green in the base of it, but they understood me. A 12-hour flight away. It's weird. That process took a really long time. I don't even know how I did it. It was a lot of going back and forth. So constantly sending samples from them to me, and then me tweaking each one. And then it got to the point after about 6 months of doing this, I was like, F it. I'm getting on a flight and I'm going to the factory. And I spent 3 days there with my dad, actually. He was my assistant for 3 days. And it was fantastic because I would take each shade one by one. So it was like it was its own product. And I would critique, this one doesn't have enough of this. They'd literally go to the lab there, change it and adjust it, which factories here weren't doing for me, which was really strange. So that took ages, but it was just a lot of back and forth of samples and then just me getting my bum halfway across the world and saying it, these little tweakments, and then we launched them. It took a few months for them to go viral, but that we got them in the hands. Well, we didn't actually do anything. So there's an influencer in the US called Gloria. Gloria does videos where she's like, this is the deepest bronzer from blah, 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 blah. Her videos go viral because they're always 10 times lighter than her skin and it never works. She placed an order on my website. We never sent her PR and she tagged us in a video. I opened my phone. I'm like, what the hell's going on? And this video blew up. It's got millions and millions of views and she's so complimentary to the product, which is like so nice to me because I put my heart and soul into that. I wanted it to work for everyone and the fact that it does is fantastic. So that was our first viral moment where I think people heard of us.
And how did that translate into sales?
We got a big spike. a very nice spike. And it's been consistent since.
Okay.
Which is good. I think that's been because of word of mouth from like people with really deep complexions using it and then telling their friends, because there's not much out there for people.
Which is actually a major concern. I think the industry need to
it's really
wake up
concerning.
Massively.
Yeah. It's terrible. And it's strange because if you actually look, the small brands are doing fantastically when it comes to inclusivity. Yeah. It's the bigger brands that are actually lacking.
You are so right.
Which makes no sense, but kind of does make sense to me, because I don't think it's about the budget. It's like they can afford to do it. It's about the passion. The smaller brands are passionate about their brands and what they're bringing out and stuff like that. So they're putting the time and effort into doing the research, getting people of different complexions into their offices, into their chairs, and testing products on them because they've got the passion there and the care for their community and customers. At a big, like, multi-billion-dollar company, there's so many people you have to get through that the passion probably trickles down, and it's very hard to get.
I just think that's a bad excuse, though.
The creators have had years of experience in the industry as makeup artists, so they know what they're talking about more to develop the products rather than a traditional product developer, I guess. We've got that hands-on experience.
Like, even as a white woman, like, I'm not naive to what goes on in the industry, but equally, I'd rather support a brand that I know is inclusive, even though it doesn't necessarily affect my everyday makeup bag. I'd rather buy from a brand. Yeah,
I think people, a lot of the time, years ago, maybe it was a bit of ignorance, and you'd just go in, and I'm probably guilty of it too. I'm not deep. I'd go and buy from a brand that I was actually like the deepest shade of, but it's like, oh, yay. That works for me. But I think we were probably ignorant. Our eyes weren't open to the fact that a lot of people struggle with finding things for them. And that's social media has opened our eyes up. If you're not living in a town where it's like super diverse and stuff like that, or your friends aren't telling you like, oh, I can't buy that because they don't cater for me. Ignorance, you're not going to know. But being on social media, our eyes have been open to the struggles that people have.
Yeah, and has that been an early mission from day one?
Yeah, especially being a makeup artist. I was always having to mix my products to work for people and stuff like that, to get the exact tones and things like that I wanted. So I think having that eye and experience, like hands-on in the industry, has really helped me with the development of products.
And then going back to TikTok, social media, you were early on the TikTok shop front.
Yeah, that wasn't.
So talk me through the decision, because I've noticed a couple of brands stepping away from that now, but then I also see lots of brands, because it shows you how many orders as well. This brand,
and my dad hates that. He's like, this is wrong. They should not show that. I'm like, I actually, as a consumer, appreciate seeing what's been sold from people.
Yeah, for sure.
It gives a bit of backing. Like if you see that 5,000 people have bought something, you're like, oh, it must be good.
What's your number?
Oh, I don't know.
I wish I looked now before. Should I look now?
Oh no, pressure.
How do you do it on the actual shop though? Now I'm on it.
Okay.
90,000.
Really? It was only 78,000 the other day. I wasn't just giving that away. Slay.
That is a really big fat slay, actually.
Thank you.
Okay, so
let's get it to 100.
Yeah. What was the motivator? Because when you went on there, there probably wasn't actually major success stories by that point.
No, there wasn't.
What was the motivator to going on to TikTok Shop?
I got an email. It must have been an email from Emily from TikTok Shop. She used to be our account manager. She's now higher up. She is fantastic. Like, she runs the whole beauty division of TikTok Shop. There weren't many brands on it at all, but I got an email from her asking if we'd like to do it. I think I ignored it. And then Farron, who was our socials girl at the time, was like, let's just take a meeting with them. So I did, and it sounded really easy to set up. And I was sick of relying on Instagram, where it took a while to convert people to go to your website. Like, it's an effort to go out of Instagram and go to someone's website. I liked the idea that someone could see our products, see how well they looked like they were performing on their screen, and could tap there and then to purchase. So I thought, there's not many people doing this. I don't know if it's going to be successful, but if it's 10 more sold a day, like, it's better than nothing.
Yeah.
So we just joined it willy-nilly, I guess. I wasn't expecting much.
And here we are, 90,000 orders later.
Wow, that sounds fantastic.
Yeah, that does.
I'll take it.
So you've obviously had these viral spikes. To be honest, it goes hand in hand with any industry where you have these viral spikes and then it goes like that.
Yeah.
Completely down.
Yeah.
How have you navigated that as a business owner? Because that's intense.
Yeah, it is. In terms of like sales?
Just not even in terms of money. I think just from like a mental aspect of it, seeing those massive highs to then those lows.
Yeah, I try not to dwell on it. I know Bella, who's head of our socials, she puts a lot of pressure and she's like, why are we not hitting the numbers of views that we used to? But it's like it goes up and down constantly.
Peaks and troughs.
Yeah, if I actually look at it, the amount of likes on a video isn't changing the amount of sales we're making a day. It actually doesn't affect it unless we've got an influencer video that goes viral. Like 10 days ago, Rachel Leary did one, and we've sold thousands of products from that, and it's been really amazing every single day, and now it's tapering off. But I'm like, it's not going to be incredible every single day.
Do you feel like there's a pressure to maintain that viral element when you've hit there? Is it like, how do I maintain this?
I try not to think about it too much. As long as I'm hitting my targets in my cash flow and stuff like that, I don't care how viral we're going. As long as we've got our core community that love us and we're consistently growing slowly, it's fine. Those viral moments help, they're incredible. But as long as I've got a bit of growth every single month or whatever, then it's fine.
What is, gonna dive straight in there, your most successful date on TikTok Shop, just as a business generally?
Ooh.
Like one day?
It has to be Black Friday, surely. But does that count?
Yeah, that counts.
Oh, right, yeah.
But in terms of revenue?
Black Friday last year was insane.
And what was that?
I know that for the whole month we did about, I don't know if I'm now allowed to say, 6 figures.
Okay, in one day?
No. Oh my God, okay. I wish I was at that point. No, we're not there yet. Max we do in a day. I'm trying to think. It will have been for a launch, and it would have been a double-digit thousand.
Okay.
I don't like discussing numbers. It makes me uneasy.
Yeah, that is still amazing.
In one day, that's so much.
It is a lot.
The thing is, if you go on TikTok Shop and think 90,000 products, if I can be asked, I can sit there and work out the minimum amount of what that would be.
Well, it could have been 90,000 powder puffs at £5 each.
Yeah,
okay. That's still amazing.
Yeah.
But I know it's not. But that is still that is incredible. Even at £5 times 90.
Oh no, I was in bottom set maths. Don't ask me.
So if we're looking at numbers on public platform TikTok that is showing 90,000 products, your lowest value item is £5.
Yeah,
that's at least £450,000 generated on that platform alone.
Yeah,
with the assumption it is just all powder puffs, which it's not.
It's not.
So that is an incredible achievement.
Yeah, it is, and it's something that I don't think about too often or give myself a pat on the back about. I actually don't, which is wild. I think, again, I compare myself a lot and I see people doing incredible numbers on TikTok Shop, so I'm like, why are we?
But that's so subjective, because they are incredible numbers.
Subjective. I have to sit back sometimes and think, if this was me 2 years ago, I would be so proud of myself. And then you have to think like that. Because I think you can get so caught up in the day-to-day of it's business at the end of the day. Something goes wrong every day and it's stressful every day. It's distracting from like just sitting back and being like, wow, I've actually achieved a lot.
Exactly. And I mean, when you get caught up in those moments, how do you then cope with that and get back down to reality and think, no, do you know what? I am actually thriving right now. It's not bad.
Have a mental breakdown. Slay. I go to therapy once a month.
Yeah.
Because life's a lot. Running a business is a lot, and I think it looks so glamorous from the outside. There are stresses every day. There's days where I'm like, oh my God, I'm going to go out of business tomorrow because I've just had a £50,000 bill and we've only got £35,000 in the bank left. Like, things like that happen, and then you just have to figure out what the hell to do. And I'm like, I'm not made for this, but clearly maybe I am. I've kept it going for 11 years, so I have a lot of moments like that. I have to just, sometimes I'll take myself out of the office. I'll go and sit in my car for a minute, have a cry, breathe, and then be like, right, I need to get my head on and strategize. And I don't like strategizing, but it has to be done.
People underestimate running a business massively.
I think I did.
Yeah, I would have.
Yeah.
100% I would have. And it's weird because, I mean, are your parents, were they business owners?
My dad, and he's had ups and downs and ups and downs.
Yeah.
So I did know that, but I thought maybe my dad was just like...
Dramatic.
Yeah, he's not.
Yeah.
It's tough.
I grew up with my mum and dad as business owners. So I say to them now, why didn't you warn me? When I said to you, I'm starting a business, why didn't you say don't?
Yeah, I think I'd probably tell some people not to.
Yeah, so
I think you have to be made of steel to be able to cope.
Yeah. And that was such an important thing for me to starting the podcast, because right now I think I do not want to carry on with this podcast one bit. Like, I think I actually hate this so much. But it would have been so important for me as a 19-year-old girl to have a platform to hear genuine stories, because I think it's so glamorized on the internet, and you think...
They see the bags.
They see the bags, they see... And to be fair, I don't sit and cry on social media about days at all. But it is important too, because it's not all the glitz and the glamour, and it is about outweighing, like, what is more important, your sanity or the Birkin, because it
Yes to the Birkin.
yeah, my answer to that would change probably day to day.
Depends how you're feeling that day.
Yeah,
If business is good that day.
Yeah.
No, it's really tough, and I think it is really glamorized. That's why I really like our platform that we've built, where it's just showing the truth. I used to get on and cry. I've stopped that. I think I was actually saying this to one of the girls the other day. Like, I have these days where it's really tough. I'd just like to say to people, like, please, my life's not as amazing as you think or whatever. But then I sit back and I'm like, no, my life's actually pretty fantastic. Like, I am in such a privileged position, and my struggles day to day are so niche, and no one's going to understand it unless they're in my shoes. Like, what seems really stressful to me would be something that someone would never experience and would be like a great position to be in. Like, the fact that I work for myself, this has been my only job, like straight out of uni. I've never worked for anyone other than myself. I have the flexibility to come and sit here on a Thursday afternoon and do a podcast. Like, I am so lucky, even if I'm not at the point that I want to be at yet with revenue and all of that fun stuff. The stresses are so niche to me, and I don't need to put that on anyone else or complain about it.
I think it's so amazing to have that awareness as well, because again, like, I know I can cry and be so stressed, but that day could be someone's like biggest blessing.
Exactly. And then you just sound like a horrible brat that doesn't appreciate anything. Like, you have to bring yourself back to reality and be like, actually, this is incredible.
Going back to the challenges and being open about that, your name is the brand. You're the face
that
of
was
the brand.
stupid.
Does that come with challenges?
Yes. I don't know why I chose Jordana Ticia as the name. I've always liked my name, which is quite...
It's a great name.
I think it's a really lovely name. Like, my mum gave me a good name. It was never meant to be a thing. My grandpa was like, what should we write on the liquid lipstick? So I'm like, just black my name on it, it's fine. So that wasn't thought through.
I suppose it would have made sense though if you were a makeup artist at the time and that was your intention back then, to hand them out to clients.
a local makeup artist. Not, I'm going to be selling across the world. Like, we get orders from everywhere.
Yeah.
So being like forward facing as a brand owner, I really enjoy it, but it definitely comes with downsides. That nothing's happened to me yet, but I'm just bracing myself for the day that someone's unhappy with me and takes it to the internet and stuff like that. Like, that's so scary. I am such a nervy person, like, not a people pleaser. I'm very, very confident in who I am as a person, and I know that I've got a good heart and all of that, but the thought of ever offending or upsetting anyone freaks me out. And if I see one negative comment, I'm like, oh my God, I'm the worst person in the world. And I take it personally because it's my name on it.
So how do you separate yourself from the business?
Oh, I don't know. That's hard. That's really hard. I don't know if I've conquered that yet. I overthink everything, and I don't want to
I'm an overthinker too.
It's terrible.
Have you ever had moments of real bad burnout where you just question everything and you think, let's not do this anymore?
It's a cycle. My fiance said to me a few weeks ago, I was having a breakdown. I was like, I don't think I'm cut out for this. Like, I've got the business up to the level where it is now. I don't have the skill set to get it to the next level, and blah, blah, blah. He's like, Geordie, we have this conversation every 6 months. You have this breakdown every 6 months. This is a cycle. And every time you actually grow the business each time. Like, you're more than capable. It's just me getting in my head and being like, it's scary to get to that next level. I've never experienced it before. So each cycle, it's like petrifying. But I just have to remind myself, like, I'll come out the other side of it. Either way.
Yeah.
Hopefully on the good side, but it's going to pass and we'll get through it.
And you've spoken about your fiance a couple of times. That I've mentioned it a few times on different podcasts and stuff, because it seems to be such a big factor in everyone's really lives in picking that person that's going to stand by you through. Being with a business owner is actually, you have to give them credit. I feel sorry
for him. I don't know how he puts up with me. I'm terrible.
What does he do for work?
He's in property surveying.
Oh, okay, so completely
different. He's in commercial, but he actually doesn't do like the surveying anymore. I don't know. He's very clever. We've been together since I was 17. So it wasn't like I chose someone that's going to be a business partner.
Yeah.
Thing, like
he
business
did not
supporter.
Know at that point
he did not
know.
No.
So you have these breakdowns every 6 months.
Yeah.
Not less frequently than mine. And
no, I think I was lying when I said 6 months. But I think it's more than that.
Every 6
six
hours.
Six is a nice number.
Your breakdowns, you mentioned they come from a place of, I guess, imposter syndrome, where you're like, how do I make this business bigger? And you obviously mentioned earlier on that you've since had investment recently. How did you get to that moment of thinking, okay, this is getting bigger than I am now? How do I scale up, or whatever the motive was behind getting that investment?
For me, the investment was never simply about the money. I've had chats with people in the past and different companies, or like, what are they called? Angels. Are they called angels?
Investors, yeah.
Yes, angels. They're not angels. A lot of people are willing to put money into a company if they think it's going to do well, but I didn't want that. I wanted a partnership where someone would come on board with experience within the beauty industry and be able to advise me like they've done it before. I think it was never something that I thought about until my grandpa passed away. And I think it's something that he would have probably said, don't do. He was very, very cautious with me. If he was here today, like, I know he'd be so proud of me where I am now, but I don't think I would have actually got to this point without losing him. He was so cautious with spending and stuff like that. Like, we had to keep the pennies tight within the business with my grandpa. He was watching everything that I'd spend money on. Now I'm like, we need a new couch for the office. Here's the card. He'd be like, Geordie, don't do that. So I would have never I don't think he would have said, let's take investment. Like, he was more cautious of a person than me. I think I'm more like my dad in that sense, where you have to have those risks taking abilities within business. Like, my grandpa did really well in his own business, but then my dad was more successful than my grandpa was in some ways in terms of like volume of sales of things he was selling and stuff like that. And it's because my dad's a risk taker. So my grandpa's a cautious one, my dad's the YOLO it one. Yeah. I think I'm somewhere in between. So if he was here, he would have said, don't do it. But I lost that whole part of my business when he passed away. Like, I don't like numbers. I don't like strategy. I like arty-farty stuff. I like social media. I like the makeup. I don't want to be sitting staring at spreadsheets all day. I was doing it yesterday. When I say I left the office, it felt like a sumo wrestler was sat on my chest with anxiety. It wasn't even bad spreadsheets. It was just a lot of numbers, and it freaks me out. So I wanted someone to come on board that could help me in terms of, yes, give us some money so that we can grow, but also be there for me, give me the insights into the industry and how to grow a business, someone that's already had that experience, which is really important, I think. And yeah, I've chosen the right partners, which is great. And that happened in Jan this year, which is a massive step.
So how much of the business have they taken?
I've given away 25%.
Oh, okay, fine. So you're still majority stakeholder. So how does that whole landscape 30%. Look?
I'm a liar.
Still
30.
Majority.
25, 30, same difference.
They obviously came in Jan. Mm-hmm. What differences was that like are you happy that you took that step?
So happy. I felt like I could speak to everyone at home. I could speak to my fiance, I could speak to my parents and be like, this is stressing me out. But at the end of the day, it was all on me and I had to figure out what the next steps were. Now I can message people and be like, I don't understand how to spend this money, or why cash is so tight this week. What are we going to do to get to the next week? It was all on me, and that was too much for me to take. Not to sound like a wimp or anything, it was just a lot. And especially when you've got staff and stuff like that, it's a lot of responsibility. So having someone to message and be like, right, I'm really struggling with this today and you're good at the numbers, please can you look at it and give me a solution, rather than me having to spend 8 hours at my laptop trying to figure out how to get to that solution. I've got people that have already been through this and seen the struggles in business, and it's never going to be plain sailing, but at least I've got someone to talk to that can advise
that understands
me.
Fully.
Yeah.
How big is your team now?
There are 4 of us in the office. So
nice.
Me, we've got 2 Bellas, one's socials, one's design, and then Jess does socials and customer management.
It's mad, isn't it? Because you would expect...
Oh, everyone thinks
with
it's
like
bigger.
A bird's eye view looking out.
Yeah.
In, you know what I mean? Looking into the business. You would expect such a big team.
Yeah, I know. I love a small team.
Nice,
obviously. Yeah, we want it to grow and stuff like that, but I think it's about hiring at the right time that's affordable for the business, and when you feel like you can't do that anymore. I think a lot of people don't realise that when you're starting a company, and I know I say starting and I've been doing it for 11 years, but like I'm still at the beginning and really am at the beginning stages. As a business owner, you take on every single role within that business, and as soon as I've been able to afford to get someone to do something that I know someone else could do better than me, we've taken that step. It's really important to know your own like strengths as a person and a business owner, and then as soon as you can afford to, you can like put the stuff that you're really bad at to someone else that thrives doing that kind of stuff. That's why I'm like, I need someone to come and do stock next, because I'd never want to look at that again.
So, I mean, what is next for the brand?
Retail.
Okay.
Going into retailers. Yeah, that was what my meeting was this morning.
Oh, okay. Secured?
I'd say 99%.
Okay.
Nothing's ever secured until
Well,
you're actually physically in the store. So I'd never say a word until.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I would be embarrassed.
That's so exciting.
Yeah. That's a really big step, I think, because we're an online brand. People have to have a lot of faith in the brand, hence why we work so hard on socials, because ordering makeup online is really quite a thing.
Yeah.
So it'll be really nice for people to like go in store and touch and feel, because I can say till I'm blue in the face, these formulas are fantastic, but until you're like in store and touching it and having that whole experience, it's a different vibe.
That's so cool.
Fingers crossed.
So, I mean, you said earlier in the chat that you struggle actually zooming out and realising what you've achieved.
Yeah.
Surely moments like this, you look back and you think, okay, wow.
Yeah, I do. I don't think I got off that meeting this morning and then just started. I text my mum, dad, my fiance. Didn't even call them because I didn't have time. I was like, I need to get ready for this podcast. No, I did FaceTime my grandma. And when I speak to my grandma, then I get like, oh yeah, I feel really good about it. But she started crying. She was like, oh, Grandpa would be so proud of you. Like, she's just so cute. But then I was straight back to doing my hair and getting ready to come here. I try not to get too excited until things actually happen.
Yeah, which I think is actually a really good piece of advice.
I'm like an open book. I'm terrible. I'm on sertraline, which is the anxiety antidepressants, 100 milligrams. I don't get excited on sertraline.
It numbs you.
So I'm like, yeah, this was amazing. I'm so excited about this meeting. It went really well. Now I'm just back to numb. But I need it to cope in my everyday.
Yeah, I mean, peaks and troughs again with everything in life, I guess.
It really is.
Yeah, no, it is. Towards the end of each podcast, we do things I bish I knew.
Things I bish I knew.
Yeah, which is what you would tell your younger self.
Oh, so much. Okay.
If you were having a conversation with your younger self, what are you telling her?
Comparison is the thief of joy. Stop looking around, stay focused, and stop comparing yourself to everyone around you.
You need to tell yourself that now.
I do. All the time.
That's
do you know
not
what?
Your younger self.
It was terrible. I was driving to work yesterday and I was thinking, oh my God, I get married next year. All my friends are having babies. Like, oh my God, should I not be working? Or should I be having babies like everyone else? Like, everyone's pregnant and getting married. It's awful. All I do is compare myself.
I think the one therapy session a month needs to be upped.
Wow, I've just been diagnosed.
You need to just trust the divine timing of your life.
100%. Yeah. I've learned that more in the past few years. You just have moments where I think
yeah, of course,
when things get stressful, then you start looking around and worrying.
Yeah, see, business front, I've never, ever compared.
That's amazing.
I never look at other agencies or anything like that because I think I know what we're doing is great.
Yeah.
Based on feedback and everything from brands, clients, everything. So I don't look at other agencies, but comparison sucks me in with the baby stuff, the marriage stuff.
It's this age.
Yeah, I think maybe it is. Hitting 30.
As soon as you get to 30, it's like, whoa.
Yeah, maybe it is.
It's a lot.
Going to do some quickfire questions, which is none of your business.
Okay. Is it like plead the fifth? If I don't like it, I say none of your business.
Yeah, let's do that. That
really?
was part of the plan, but that's a good idea. Favourite product you've ever made?
Powder. Duo.
Worst Bishness habit?
Procrastinating.
Have you ever launched something you didn't personally love but did it because you knew it would sell?
No.
Wow. Brand you'd love to collaborate with?
I feel like I sit under pressure. Collaborate. Does it have to be makeup?
No.
Oh.
You could do like a McDonald's range.
None of your business because I can't think of a thing.
Most famous customer?
Oh. Michaela Naguera? That's a niche celeb. Because she's makeup.
Yeah, true. Yeah, but that's still big.
Oh, it's huge.
Yeah. What part of being a founder is pure performance for the internet?
Acting like I know my shit all the time.
One thing you wish customers understood?
Don't shout at me when things run out of stock. I can't predict the future.
A decision you made purely out of panic, not strategy?
Oh, most things. I'm not a strategic person.
Come on.
Okay, panic. I don't think I've done anything. I can't think of anything. None of your business.
One regret you have as a founder that you've never said publicly?
Oh, I think investing too much into products and not checking the cash flow many a time.
What's
running out of money?
What's one thing about you or the brand that people think that is completely false?
I think that people think it's a lot bigger than it is internally, like the team and stuff like that. Maybe not. No, that's a lie. I put everything on social media, don't I? I think a lot of people could look at our socials and stuff like that and think I'm extremely confident, and I'm not.
Okay. Love that.
all
I
the
think it's
time.
easy to put on a front on social media, though.
Oh, as soon as the camera's on, I'm really good. I'm a performer.
Most unhinged DM you've ever received from a customer?
One that sticks with me is totally product unrelated, but I got a DM from a customer once saying that I give her so much confidence about her big forehead because I have mine out in the open. I was like, I don't even know I had a big forehead. No, now I've noticed.
You don't at
I
all.
wear my hair up a lot, so I think my forehead looks really big.
You really, yeah.
Really?
Yeah,
It was a
no.
very, very strange message to receive.
What a backhanded compliment.
I'm glad I've given you confidence, but I did not realise that I had a 7 head.
That's funny. I've added every word in the dictionary to my restricted
Oh, that's amazing.
on Instagram so that I just don't see the horrible...
Yeah, I bet you got mean ones because you've got blue tick and stuff like that.
Yeah, well, to be fair, it's not so much anymore, but I used to get horrid ones when my brother went in Love Island.
About you or him?
Both, yeah. If you type in my name on Google, the first thing underneath is she disabled? Cut a long story short, I got roped into doing the family call on Love Island.
Yes, I watched it.
But I had 1 hour notice.
You didn't look disabled.
No, but I had to sit. I sat with my sleeve. Basically, I thought the call was the day after. So I was like, okay, that's fine. I'll get my spray tan and it will be hunky-dory. Anyway, scrubbed off all my tan. But it was completely uneven because I was like, I'll sort it out in the morning properly. So my hands were completely white. My face wasn't. And then, because my makeup matches if I have tan.
Yeah.
So I had to cover my hand and have my sleeve there because of my neck. And everyone was like, is she an amputee? Like, what is going on here? And I was like, it was literally a dodgy spray tan. And I actually addressed it because Luca on the call was like, why are you sat like that? And I was like, I've had a really bad tanning problem, and ITV cut it out. So then all the searches were like, is there something wrong with her? Is she an amputee? Because my arm was covered and I was sat.
Both your hands now.
No, true. Some of the stuff people write, oh my God.
They get confidence behind the keyboard. But it's funny because I would never comment. I don't comment things anyway.
No,
I would
post
never the odd nice one,
Yeah, but only nice comments. I would never, ever imagine commenting something mean.
It takes time out of your day to comment it. It's really random.
But
anywho.
Thank you so much for coming on the pod.
My pleasure. Thanks for having me.
If you want to tell everyone where they can follow, buy, etc.
I have to spell it out because big mistake. If you're naming a brand ever, make sure it's a word that people can spell because no one knows how to pronounce or spell Ticia. JordanaTicia.co.uk, Jordana Ticia Cosmetics on socials, JordanaTicia.
Thanks for listening to Bishness as usual. If you enjoyed the episode, please make sure to follow, subscribe, and leave a rating on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts. New episodes will drop every Monday, so until then, stay inspired and we'll get back down to Bishness next week.